Hello, is this Chuck Wepner?
Oh, yes.
Chuck, this is Dustin Wellness from KMSU.
Yes, how are you, Dustin? How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm ready to go whenever you are, Dustin.
All right, well, I'm here with my co-host, Ton.
Hey, Chuck, how you doing?
All right, pretty good. How you been?
Oh, I've been great.
Good. Well, we're doing good, too. We're busy and we're running around, but we're good. So we're ready for the interview anytime you guys are.
Okay, well, we'll start off and ask you how you got started in boxing.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. When I was a kid, very small, I guess 8 or 9 years old, I used to go into those smokers down at PAL where the kids box and they wear the big gloves and everything. And I had a few bouts there, I think 3 or 4, that's all. And then when I went in the Marine Corps, I boxed in the Marine Corps. I had 3 bouts, and that was it. I got out, I started bouncing a couple of clubs, local clubs, and one day the boxing coach of the Bayonee Bleeder asked me did I want to go on a boxing team because they had no heavyweights. And I said, yeah, why not? I'd come down and try it. And I went down, I trained for about 2 months, and I entered the New York Golden Gloves. Now, that's the New York Golden Gloves, which is the whole East Coast. That's the big one. They held that at the Garden. And anyway, I wound up winning 5 straight bouts, and I won the heavyweight championship of the New York Golden Gloves, 1965. And I turned pro shortly thereafter.
In those early days, was it difficult making it in the world of boxing or making a living doing that?
Well, I didn't make a living. I was never a full-time boxer. I always worked a job. I used to run in the morning, work during the day, and then train at night. So it was tough. The only fight that I ever got a chance to train full-time for and go away to camp was the Muhammad Ali fight. Don King became our promoter in 1974, and he got me a shot at the title, sent me away to camp, and I got myself in great shape, and the rest is history. You know, I did very, very well, and they made the movie Rocky about me, and so on and so on. And it's been going ever since. It's been a very good ride, and I think it's going to accumulate with the movie. The movie's coming out at the end of September called The Bleeder. I guess you guys already saw the documentary called The Real Rocky, which got a 93 rating, and the highest one in over 5 years for ESPN. And the rest is, you know, we're just waiting now for the movie. And well, I still work a job, and I still, I still do what I got to do to make a better living for myself, and it's turning out pretty good.
Awesome. Well, getting back to the Ali fight, what was it like in the ring with him? Did you ever have any doubts that you would be able to go the distance with him, or were you kind of buying into the hype that he was unstoppable at that time?
I'll tell you the truth. You know, he was probably one of the 2 or 3 greatest fighters that ever lived on any division, you know. And as far as heavyweights go, you know, I'd have to put him in there with the top 3 with Marciano, Lewis, Ali. You know, Ali was great. He was so much bigger than everybody else. Marciano was 185 pounds when he was champ, and Lewis was 200 or 198, and Ali at 225 was a much bigger and actually faster than all these guys. So he was a pretty great fighter. But, you know, when I went away to camp, that was the only time I ever did that, and I got myself into such great shape, I figured maybe he'd look past me a little bit and not expect me to give as much as I did, and I got myself in great shape and wound up going 15 rounds with him.
You were the first guy to knock him down, is that right?
No, he was down before. He was down by Henry Cooper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In England, and but I caught him with a right hand under the ribs. He was pulling away from the jab, but it wasn't a great punch. But I landed it, and he was all balanced. He went down, he took the 8 count, and you know, he picked. That's funny because after I dropped him, I went back to the corner and I said to my manager, "Al, start the car. We're going to the bank with millionaires." And my manager says to me, "You better turn around." He's getting up and he looks pissed off. I said, "Uh-oh." So he turned it up after that because Drew Blanzini Brown and his whole corner was screaming at him. You know, what's wrong with you? This guy is chasing you out of the joint, he's kicking your range, you got to pick it up, and he did. In the last 5 or 6 rounds were really, we had a lot of good confrontations, and there was a lot of good fighting, good hard fighting in the last 6 rounds as compared to the first 9.
Wow.
Well, you said Ali was probably the greatest guy you fought, but you fought like George Foreman and Sonny Liston. Would you say those guys were up there as far as?
Liston, oh yeah, they were up there in the top guys in the world too. But Liston was a big puncher. I went 10 rounds with him. I got busted up a little bit, but 72 stitches, a broken nose, and a broken left cheekbone. So he could punch a little bit. Foreman was a wild swinging guy, and the first 2 rounds I was doing all right with him, and I actually saw the punch that cut me coming, and I tried to slip it and counter with a left hook, but he caught me over the left eye, and he busted me wide open. They had to stop the fight. That was always my problem, the fact that I bled, and I used to get cut easy. You know, I had 338 stitches over my eyes, 11 broken noses, a cheekbone, so... But that's the way I fought. I was a fighter, you know what I mean? I wasn't a boxer or a fancy Dan. I just went in there, and my manager would say, why don't you take 1 step backwards? And I just say, well, then I have to take 2 steps forward. You know, I was very aggressive. My whole career, I was an aggressive guy, and I used to try to wear guys down with my condition, and sometimes it cost me because I used to get cut up.
Wow. So then you went on to kind of like the boxer versus wrestler thing, right? Is that correct with Andre the Giant?
Yeah, I did that too. That was a good payday. I fought for Vince McMahon Sr., the old man. He's gone now. He died. But he was a great guy. And they asked me to fight Andre the Giant in a mixed match the night that Ali fought Inoki. And it was a doubleheader. Ali and Inoki were in Japan, and we were in Shea Stadium. And it's a good thing I fought him there because the other bout stunk out the joint. Inoki laid on the ground and kicked at him with his feet, and Ali just taunted him. But my fight with Andre was quite entertaining. It went 5 rounds, and eventually he threw me out of the ring, and I landed on second base, actually, and there was no base there, but about where second base would be, and they counted me out. Then I went to Japan, and I fought Inoki. You know, it was show business, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and it was a good payday, and I enjoyed it.
How did you kind of get involved with that? And, I mean, what was it like with that experience and even dealing with Andre in the ring like that?
Well, Vince McMahon, Don King, they were all promoting in them days, and you know, anything, they'll promote anything. I wound up fighting Victor the Bear, right? 8.5-foot, 1,250-pound Kodiak bear twice. You know, it was all show business, and there was money in them days. And Don King and my manager, Al Braverman, would come up with these things. And, hey, for money, I'd fight Godzilla. Doesn't make any difference to me. You know, I never sidestepped anybody in my life. Even when I was boxing, you know, they threw. I mean, I fought 4 world champions, and I beat Terrell for the national heavyweight championship of the world in Atlantic City. And I fought Foreman, I fought Liston, I fought Ali. I fought 4 guys in the top 10 in the world. You know, some guys run up a record, and it's very impressive, maybe like 25-0 or 35-2. But you look at their record, you see who the hell they fought. Most of those guys fought their sister, their cousin, their brother-in-law. You know, they didn't fight any real good guys. My whole career is dotted with top-ranked guys and top 10 rated guys and world champions and everything else. So I never sidestepped a fight in my life with anybody.
Yeah, awesome. Well, touching a little bit, you mentioned the movie Rocky. When you saw that movie had come out, were you flattered at all, or were you upset when you saw the similarities? Or
not at all. They called me about 3 or 4 months after the title fight and told me that Stallone had written a movie. The story goes that he came and saw the movie. He went to a showing of the movie at a theater, and he got the idea, went home, locked himself in a room for 3.5 days, and wrote the whole script. They called me and told me that he had written the script and I was the inspiration for the movie, and that it had come about because of the fight with me and Ali. And I was actually very flattered. And the night that I went to see it, I went over to New York to see it. It was premiering there. And I was shocked. I thought it'd be just another run-of-the-mill movie, and it was a low-budget movie. And I sat in the audience that night, by the way, which was sold out, plus they were standing. And the people started cheering for me. They started yelling, Chuck, Chuck, Chuck. After the fight, they were coming up and hugging me and shaking my hand like I had part of the movie, which I never did. But I was flattered with the movie. I thought it was very, very inspirational movie about the 40-1 underdog, which I was, going 15 rounds, and nobody figured he'd go more than 4 or 5. And I was flattered with the movie. And Stallone, I thought, wrote a great movie, and I'm indebted to him. He's a great guy. I've always liked Stallone. He's always been very complimentary to me and very nice to me, and I never had anything against him. We still talk, and I know, they blow things out of proportion in movie land over there, but even though there was a suit involved, it was amicably settled, and we're going on from there. I'd like to have Stallone in a cameo in my movie, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about the movie that you have coming out.
It should be out by the end of September, beginning of October.
Okay.
It's in pre-production as we speak. It's starring Liev Schreiber, Naomi Watts. Hold on 1 minute, please. Hello? Honey, I'm doing an interview with that radio. I don't know what this is. Let me call you right back. I'll call you right back. Yeah, that's my wife. I'm going to have to make this short because somebody tried to break into her car last night, smashed the whole moonroof in and everything.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. It just, I'll tell you what, I got to get out of this part of the country. It's between me and you, it's this fell. You got a bunch of felons, murderers, robbers running around. I'm telling you something.
Wow.
It's New York and New Jersey and all. Forget about it.
Wow.
We got a lot of bad people here, and I'd love to be able to straighten them out myself, but every time I whack somebody out, they sue me.
Oh, man.
Because you run into these guys who, and I'm 73 years old, and there's still guys out there that think they're tougher than me. Well, they learn a lesson. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it's a good thing I got lawyers. Anyway, yeah, the movie, Liev Schreiber, Naomi Watts, Harvey Keitel, Christina Hendricks, from Mad Men. Liev Schreiber's a co-star, Wolverine 1 and 2, The Omen, Defiant, big-time actor. Naomi Watts is from King Kong. It's, it's going to be a great movie, and I'm very happy with what they're doing with it, and it should be out by the end of September.
All right.
I'm sorry I got to cut you short, but I got to go. Okay, guys? Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah, thanks so much for letting us talk with you today.
All right, buddy. Thank you for calling. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.